Welcome back. My name is Palaj Biswas, Assistant Professor, JS College of Engineering, Department of Mechanical Engineering. And today discuss the principle of materials handlings. And this is the lecture number 3 under the subject of materials handlings. The principles of materials handling. The word principles means in the context of materials handling a prescribed rules or guides to accepted procedures established through past experience, which is taken for granted or accepted as authority by practitioners. And basically these principles, that means you have to always concentrate according to your the handling of materials. You have to reduce your the transportation cost, and also your the handling cost will be reduces, and also your materials is transferred through safe and securely. That is the raw materials to your the functioning places also, that like your the production hubs, and also your the product components, that like your the products materials you have to transfer to your the production hub to this the customers. In middle of this the different places, you have to safe and fully safely transfer your materials properly, that like your the considers according to your the practitioners, that this will be required for the rules, and also few guidance is required, that like you the properly handled of your materials, and you have to required place, then you have to transfer properly. This will be considered. The certain fundamental principles for analyzing and designing solutions to materials handling problems have been developed over a period of time based on experience of many materials handling experts also will be here. That like your the required for your the principles, and also required for your the analyzing, and a few cases you have to required for your the designing solutions, how you have to design your the product, and how you have to design your the transfer procedures, then your materials is not will be damaged, and your the product will be not is the damage on this the system, then you have to properly transfer your materials on place to this the another place. And to materials handling problems is the very difficult, that like your the dust type of materials, when you have to transfer from this the one station to this the another station, that like your the sand is transferred from your the Bhagirathi to your the different places at here, and that like your the sand is the transfer from your Rajasthan to another places. Then this is the sand sticky type of materials will be transferred from your the one station to the another station. This will be difficulties is arise during to your the handling problems will be done. And the few cases your the gas is the transfer, that like your the gas and the oil is comes from your the different country to the one country to the another country, that like your the oil is imported from this different that like the Saudi Arabia. Then you can see the different type of bangar or the ship will be used during to the transfer of oil. Then the few cases the difficulties is arise inside of this the ship. This will be leakage is found, and also your the river or also your the sea will be polluted during to your the oil tankers, that like the oil is the transfer from one country to this the another country. Then few cases the inside of your this country you have to transfer this the oil, then few difficulties is comes, that like your the few few precautions will be required for maintain properly, either your the leakage, and also the few explosive conditions will be gone, then your the whole dangerous situations will be created at that points. And you can see the previous days back, then our country, the on gas explosive will be there, just like your the gas is the come out of to this the society, then the people will be people will be disturbing conditions, and also few people will go to the water, then this will be dangerous situations will be considered, like this is considered according to your the materials handling problems. This will be develops over a periods of time based on this the experience of the many materials handling experts also will be considered. This can be used as general guide by any fresh materials handling practitioners also here for analyzing a materials handling problems and arriving at a solution to same. This will becomes during to the solution is the same for this the different materials handling practitioners also. And another things, many of the materials handling problems may be initially treated by these principles before undertaking detailed technical analysis is comes here. That will be required for your the technical analysis. That lies your the how the explosive materials will be come out from your the transfer of from your industry, and how you have to disposal of your materials, and during toward the different industry. You can see that like your the how the gas will be come out from this the productions, and also the flue gas will be come out from your the industry to your the environment. Then this will be the difficulties that comes. What you have to record for the analysis of this, the how you have to minimize of your the materials handling problems, and also how you have to save your environments, and also your the inside of your industry people, how you have to can be saved. This will be required for your the solutions. And this is the considers the many of these materials handling problems may be initially treated by these principles before undertaking detailed technical analysis will be considered. Suppose your the gas is leakage from this the different equipment, then you have to first require for your the precaution of your the gas funnel will be replacements, and few cases this will be leakage is found. Then you have to require for the welding or the different job will be done. That is the remove your leakage. And another things, suppose your the materials is transferred, that like your the courier man is the service the different suppose you have to give in an order to this your big basket, then your the big baskets sent by your the courier say send product to you, that like your the courier person, and your courier person given the supply to you this product, but this is the not properly reaching to you, then you have to damage is found, then you cannot accept this product, and also this is the given to this the return back again, then this is this will be loss of your company. For this will be required for the proper way the technical analysis is required, the which type of difficulties arise. In certain materials handling problems, those principles may becomes the only resort to an acceptable solutions where the exact analysis is too costly or difficult will be comes. That like your the exact analysis will be very, for this or company will be near to exact. You have to consideration the which will be defect is come when you have to taken your the raw materials. Suppose your the transfer your materials to your the customers, then you have to consideration the intermediate storage will be removed, and again the only direct in the production house to your the customers will be receiving this materials. Then you have to analysis this your the one type of solutions is come here. And principles of materials handling were first published by Harry E. Stokars, which were further developed by specialists like Footlick and Carle, like the Day Hall and others also will be considered according to the this published here. It will be seen that each principles applies to a particular aspects of materials handling and helps in achieving one or more objectives of materials handling is here. That like you have to when you are the handling of your materials, then you have to consider for your the more objectives. Either you cannot be transfer your materials properly, because the few cases that you have to not experts will be indicate in each and every industry in our Indian environments. Then this will be difficulties is arise. That means you have to require for your the expertise is here, and this will be proper handle of your materials, and help achieving on a more object of your materials handling. Another thing is a set of 20 principles of materials handling prepared by the ACS Hall, that is started and briefly explained here, that like the certain specific suggestions have also been added for carrying out the respective principles into the practices here. Materials flow principles. The first things is discussed according to the materials flow principles. That means your the how your materials is the flow properly. Suppose or the manufacturing industry, you can see that like your the materials is the heated. That then your first your design will be considered, and during your the mass production systems, then your materials come out from your the just like your the production will be starting. Then this will be come up, and also this materials not will be pile up on that point, and you have to require to transfer proper way, that like your the through this the belt conveyor. Then your materials is the go from your the production is come out, and also there is the not fully process will be done during to your the during to this that points the this is the only come out from your the production production places. Then this will be goes to your the continuously that like your the molten metal, this is the comes on this the solidified is starting, and during to this transformations, then solidification is the not complete properly, then this will be starting the movements on this fast samples, and or this is the fast production of the materials, then this will be goes through your the conveyor belt, and again the solidification process also continuously done during to the movement of materials, and these points, and also your solidification will be ended. The suppose the 100 of materials is the produced, and after production of this the 100 materials, then the product will be the cool properly, just like it goes to your room temperature, and during to these times you have to waiting for your the going to the room temperature, then your the production is the very less type of production is done on that system. Then you have to require the one product will be produced, and also this product will be goes to your the through your the conveyor belts, as like as your the then you have to or goes through your the cooling procedures will be continuous, and again the you have to accept your materials from your this the your endpoints, and also in between of this the endpoint to your the product point, this is the completely goes to your the room temperature, as like your the full solidification process will be done, and then this is considered according to your the materials flow. This is a proper way you have to handle your materials. You can see the just like your the food industry, and the different suppose your the on pav bhaji is produced, and just like your the food industry, and you can see the at a time the minimum 1000 1000 pav bhajis produced in the at a time, because this will be starting, that is the fast bathing hub also will be here, and during to this on that this is the complete the bath is the done, and this bath hut, and again this will be movement is starting, and during to your the system, that like your the chain or the metallic belt is goes through, and this is the movement is found, and another the one people is the standing, that like your the shape is standing on point, and that she will be take up this the pav bhaji, and this will be storage on that the on containers, and again this another people will be replaced from this container from your the end people, this is the take up from your the this bathing hub is here, and this procedures is considered according to your the materials flow properly. The plan operations sequence and the equipments arranged to optimize materials flow. That is, a few suggestions is given here. The eliminates obstacles from materials flow. That like you cannot be given any type of obstacles. That like the this is the discuss the different mass production system. That like your the batch production system. We can see that like there is a no obstacle is given. That like your the materials is follow properly. And another thing is here, the plane materials movement in a direct path. The few cases that like your the direct path, that is the reduced your the time, and also your the materials is the properly transfer for your the endpoints. Like the there is the no intermediate obstacles will be find, and also that there is the velocity is speed is the not reduces in that point during your the direct path, and also the avoid backtrackings, zigzag movement, etc. will be avoid is there. Another thing is consider use product layout whenever possible, and a few cases you have to given during to your the product layout, like your the and now maximum cases we cannot be given to your the product layout, the which type of product is produced, and also the which will be first page will be placed here, and again the this will be basically the large scale industry you can be done during to your the product layout also, and what your the small scale industry you cannot be given to your the product layouts, then this is the difficulties. And another thing is the keep related works area close together. Now you have to give in your the related works area, and there is the no area close together, that means that you have to one material is required placed here, and also you have to require to this the another component of materials you have to very easily take up, and then you have to materials flow is the properly, and also the assembly is the done proper way. There is the no disturbance will be considered according to this. And another thing is here the combined operations to reduce materials movement. And a few cases the combine operations will be done, that like you have to reduce your the materials movements, basically the combined components, and a few cases the combined components will be attached to this your the production procedures, then you have to reduce your this material movement. Because the when you have to assemble these parts, that like your the two parts will be assembled, and then you have to collect it to this the two parts for this the different places from the different place. Then another things you have to collect from the combined part, but these two places is not required, the one with replace of one place, then you have to reduce your times. That means you have to count from this the two company to the two components, then you have to require for your the assembly again, then the assembly time also will be excess, and again the two places the knot will be supplied to this at a time. This is the that means your the this type of problems will come. Then combined operations will be reduced to your the materials movement, as like as your the times will be reduces. Another thing is the minimize movement between floats also will be considered. The move bulky weighty materials, the least distance will be here. Basically we can see the or the construction industry, you can the suppose bricks is placed the when where the construction will be started, then bricks will be placed here, and again the sands and also the stones is also the placed is the nearly to here, and but the your cement is not will be placed on this near to it, because the cement is required for your the protection the air, and then this cements will be placed few distance also will be here. And another things the possess heavy bulky materials close to receiving is considered. The planning principles, the all handling activities should be planned. This is the most basic principles which is in line with the materials handling equation. This is the few block is given here, like the suggestions for carrying out planning principles is here. Then like here the consider the plant layouts before equipment is considered. The system design is much more essential during toward the planning principles. Either your materials is not properly transferred, and also this will be required for the high cost, also your the movement of this materials, then you have to consider according to your the system design. And another thing is the plan correct location for material supply and disposal. Basically we can see the different type of different bricks industry is, we can see the bank of rivers, that like the near to river, because the different type of clay will be taken from this the rivers, and also the this type of disposal, and also gas will be flew from your the flew from the your chimney. Then this type of gas is goes to your the not is the locality, and for this will be nearly located on this the bricks industry, that like your the chimney is situated near to different type of rivers, and the bank of rivers will be here. And another things, the plan correct locations for material supply, and few cases that your the power plant industry also will be comes to your the inside of your the different type of bank of rivers will be considered, because you have to disposal of the few explosive materials. This is the different near to of this river, and there is the no locality which comes considered is there. And the plan for scrap removals will be considered. The assure adequate storage space, adequate storage space at the workplace also is considered according to your the planning principles. Avoid placing materials directly on the floors, the place product on the plan pallets, skids, etc. at the beginning of the process. The use same container throughout the materials movement as far as practicable, and because The few cases we have to see in the different type of container is by on industry. Then this type of containers will be movement from this materials from one place to this another place. But the same type of containers will be used during toward the movement of materials. Then you have to benefit for your that movement of materials, because you have to consider that like your the same size and also the same diameters. Then you have to consider the this will be movement on the which type of cartoons and which type of equipments which type of cars will be required. Then you have to very easily consider. Suppose we can see the different type of suppose the or fruits. The fruits is the transfer from this the one district to this the another district, one place to this the another place. Then this will be the same type of cartoons will be placed here. And also you have to concentrate that this will be how many kgs will be here, that this is the 20 kg 15 kg. This is the very easily transfer of this, and also that this is the practicable. And the observed principles of motions economy is be required. The plant production operations and inspections during materials movement is if possible. And another things is here the use the judicious amount of manual handling is here. Basically this will be our local industry. You can see the different type of manuals movements or the manual handlings also. You can see the system principles. The system principles is here the integrates as many handling activities as possible, encompassing a full scope of operations like the receiving, storage, production, inspections, packaging, warehousing, shipping, and the transportation. This will be considered according to the system principle. Basically, the full scope that like the receiving. Basically, your receiving of materials is the very important factor, because your materials is comes from the outside of your industry. Then you have to receive your properly. Suppose you are not receiving properly, then the damaged type of materials will be supplied to you. And a few cases the few days later you have to use to your materials, but you can see this is some damaged the materials will be is here. And this is the difficulties during toward the operation times. And then you have to your time is waste, and also your production will be not completed. And another thing is the storage. And you can see that like the potato will be storage in the different is potato store. Then we can see the waste potato will be inside of the bags, then the whole potato will be destroyed. Similarly, the onion industry, and the onion is the storage those places. Then the one onion is the waste, and the whole onion can be damaged here. And that like the different type of wastage conditions will becomes. And suppose you are the product that likes, and a few cases like you are the warehouse, the different type of storage will be done. Like your product will be properly placed on this the one by one. Then this will be stored properly. And another thing, the productions will be done during toward the according to the system. Like the production, the not is the mass more production will be done during to this the procedures, but you do production the few cases, and also this will be supplied to this the customers, and again the according to the customers demand, and then you have to start your the production. And a few cases required for the inspection. The inspection is the very important component or the important things of your the materials handling, that like your the production industry, because the inspection is denote the which type of product will be the good type of products, that like your the defectless and the zero. Then the which type of product will be the which percentage of defect, like the 5% to 10%. And the another this is the inspections is done. And packagings, the properly packaging procedures will be done during to your the system. Then you have to very easily transfer your materials because the during to your the packaging procedures the not will be fully satisfied. Then your materials will be transferred one place to this another place. Then you have to some defect will become, that like your the jerkings. During to jerking condition, these materials may be scratched or the break, the any type of difficulties will be come during to the movement. And this will be depends on your the packaging. And the warehousing is here, like the shipping, transportation will be, this is the all things is considered according to the under the system principles is here. Few suggestions is considered. The considers the entire scope of materials and of the handling activities beyond the scope of immediate concerns, integrates operations into the handler systems like the processing, inspections, and the packaging, etc. is here. They avoid the minimize intermediate storage, The while the designing the materials handling systems, the practice requirements of the suppliers, clients, and the transporters are to be considered, allows necessary flexibility considering future requirements and the emergencies is here. And the simplifications principle is considered according to this the reduce, combine or eliminate unnecessary movements and or equipments. It is this increase the efficiency of materials handling. Like few suggestions is here: the apply principles of motions economy, the avoid unnecessary handling equipments, rehandling as much as possible, and the plan direct moves, the reduce or eliminate long accords or the complicated movements is here. And um, delivers materials at correct locations. The first is the use materials out of the original containers, the avoid use of variety of equipments, the types, size and mix, the size and makes, the plan adequate materials handling equipments, capacities, do not mechanize the unnecessarily, and gravity principles. The utilize gravity to move the materials whenever the practicable. Suggestions will be here, like the use roller conveyors, the slides, chutes between the equipments, and also the process will be here. The use the ramps between the varies varying the works or the floor levels. The use the sloping floor when the materials movements by hand track is mainly in one directions. Use the spiral chutes of to feed machines at different floors is considered according to the gravity principles. And the space utilization principles, the makes optimum use of buildings volume. That like your the suggestion is given, the space equipment process close together, and the eliminate to reduce the temporary storage of materials, the stock materials to use buildings heights, the use racks to permit higher stacking is here. And the use stacking, the container to permit stacking is considered. The exercise economics order quantities to reduce the inventory, and the clean storage areas and dispose the scrap regularly is considered. And the use narrow SI handling equipments to reduce the SI width is considered according to the space utilization principles. And unit size principles, suppose you creating a units, like increase the all materials you have to consideration to the one units, then you have to increase quantity size, like the weight of load handled. Suggestion is here that like the examine possibility of utilizations of loads, the use containers for utilizations of loads, and the procure the materials in larger units, the design load size to make optimum use of handling equipments capacity is considered. And automations principle is here, the mechanizations or the automations principles are appropriate use, that like your the mechanized or automatic materials handling equipments, that like your the suggestions is given here, the consider the mechanized system in the following phases: the large quantity or volume of materials, that like use the automations principles will be transfer this materials the large quantity. And repetitive movements also will be done during toward the automations principles. And the long moves is considered, like your the long distance you have to transfer your materials by your the automations principle is here. And hazardous movements and also the materials, that like your the there is no man is the transfer of materials during toward the hazardous environment, then you have to given to your the automations procedures. And the movement of materials like your the hazardous environments. And the two-man lifting moving task is considered according to this the automations principles. And excess manual handlings is requires the replacing large number of persons involved in handlings. And the heavy materials is handlings, and also the scrap removals is comes here during to this. And the feeding and unloadings of this high speed automated productions machines will be comes during to this. And do not over mechanize this comes during toward the automation procedures. And dear students, next class we can discuss the safety principles of materials handlings. Thank you, students.